Have you ever wondered what travel apps the pros use? Well, this morning we are checking in with one of our faves travel journalists, tech tools he's going to use and help us use to make his globe-trotting life and our globe-trotting life a little bit easier. Mr. Lauren Christie is in the nation's capital this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lindsay. And I'm sorry I can't show you how great it is out my window. It was a little too sunny out there. I have Parliament right behind me, but
nice.
Now I look like I'm basically standing in the drapes.
Yeah, I drew the curtains. Okay, so what are you doing there, by the way?
I'm here for the Tourism Industry Association of Canada meeting, actually, which is just kicking off this morning. So it should be a great 2 days of learning what's happening across the country in our industry.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk apps. Lauren, the first one is, I understand, a bit like Airbnb, but this is for cars?
Correct. Yeah, it's Turo. And I hadn't really heard about it until last summer, but clearly we all know the stories with rental cars last year. It was really hard to rent a car across Canada. So destinations like Newfoundland and PEI, which you essentially need a car to be able to explore those destinations, introduced Turo last summer. And so they just were, last summer was a little bit of introduction, as I said, summer, and they were building up their hosts. So it was a little bit of a shaky start, but they're now smooth and ready to go. And unfortunately, the rental car issue is going to be around next summer as well. So I would highly recommend looking into Turo. If you have trouble getting a rental cars, you can borrow a car from a Turo host. And it gets a great rating. I think it's 4.7 out of 5 user rating. So highly recommend for plans for next summer, especially.
Okay, what about flights? How do you get the best prices?
Well, my hubby and I, we love Hopper. This is not a new app, but it's really great. And basically what it does is it tracks the price of flights. And so it will give you a notice on Hopper if the flights are going to go down. And it will also tell you when it's projected to go up. So it's a really great way of gauging what the prices are going to do. Now, you can book on Hopper for a small commission, but you don't have to. We just use it to kind of gauge the best time to buy.
I downloaded that this morning, by the way, FYI.
A good one.
Another transportation one, but this one is more for buses and trains. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I included this one in there because you don't see those as much. This is a comparison and aggregator app. And, you know, people usually think about it for hotels and planes. But this one includes, as you said, buses and trains across the world, including here in Canada, Via and Megabus. So people who are looking to get the best deals and the best times on cheaper modes of transportation, this is a really great one to have a look at.
I have to ask you about food, because food is such a big part of travel when you're on the road. You know, sometimes we don't eat that well. If you're wanting to load up on the veg, let's say, you have an app for that.
Yeah, Happy Cow, and it's great. It's in 100. It covers restaurants and health food stores and cafes in 180 countries, and you know, predominantly it's for vegetarian and vegan travelers. But what's great about it is it's not just places that are predominantly vegetarian or vegan. It just will also list places that have options for non-carnivores. So if you're in a family that's traveling that has some people that are vegan or vegetarian and some not, it's a really handy way to check out options for your eating. This one does cost. It's $5.49, but I think it's really worth it if you're trying to accommodate different tastes while you're traveling as a family, as an example.
Can we just also appreciate the name of it, Happy Cow?
Oh, we love Happy Cow. But I have to say, Lindsay, I need to give a shout out if we have time to an old one that I use all the time still, which is TripAdvisor. And sometimes people are surprised to hear that. But I love TripAdvisor for restaurants. That's how I find my restaurants. I mean, I will try Happy Cow moving forward as well. But TripAdvisor, I love the way that they look at the value. They look at the difference in terms of quality, whatever you're getting. But the two things that I love about TripAdvisor, which are fairly new if you haven't tried it in a while for restaurants, last year they added a nearby function. So if you're out and about for lunch, wandering a city, and you just don't know where to go, you can do TripAdvisor and find nearby. And then just 2 months ago, what they added, which I really love, is they allowed a functionality that gave the ability for business owners to self-identify. So if they're a minority-owned business, whether they're Black-owned, LGBTQ, whatever, they have the ability to identify. So if you're someone that says, you know, I want to contribute to sustainable travel, I want to support when I travel, it's a great way to say, you know what, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to support this Black-owned business when I travel, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's really great. It's only in Canada and US for now. Unfortunately, there is a challenge getting people to self-identify because they're nervous, which is probably part of the reason why we should support more doing it. But I thought that was really interesting that they added it, and I thought a really good step.
What a great feature. Lauren, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.